It's 7:44 now. Time to steer into space. We do it with Dylan Storey. Thanks very much to the Auckland Stardome Observatory. Good morning, Dylan.
Good morning.
And today we're off to Europa, which is a moon of what planet?
Jupiter.
Jupiter.
So, Jupiter's got 4 large moons, and they're really interesting places, all for different reasons, but Europa is interesting because it's thought that it has an underground sea of some sort.
I see. And
no one's really sure how deep it is or how far below the surface it is, but most astronomers are pretty convinced that it is there. So NASA are proposing to launch a craft to go there, and the reason to go to this moon specifically is that it is a potential candidate for life. And we're not talking like we've been talking about Mars a lot, where we'll be talking about past life, prehistoric life, looking for signs of life. So places like Europa are contenders for life to exist currently. So a bit of now go ahead.
Well, before you say that, I have a little bit of prose here for you regarding Europa.
Go for it.
All these worlds are yours except Europa. Attempt no landing there. Use them together. Use them in peace. Thank you very much.
Oh, that's very nice.
Go ahead.
So Europa is this strange-looking place. It's basically a big ball of ice in space, but the ice has got big fissures on it, big lines along it. And we know that here on Earth, where we find ice with patterns like that, is where we've got ice but with liquid water underneath. And so it's thought that somewhere below the ice is a liquid ocean. It's also thought that the interior of the moon, the core, will be very hot because it's close. The moon is close to Jupiter, so it's being pulled on by Jupiter's immense gravity.
Yeah.
It's also being pulled on at times in its orbit by its 2 larger moons outside it, Ganymede and Callisto. So this pushing and pulling generates a whole lot of heat, of friction. And so we've probably got a molten interior of the moon. So if you've got ice on the outside, very hot interior, it stands to reason there's a place between them which is where the temperature will be right for liquid. But we're not sure how deep that is. But if we've got liquid water and a source of heat, which would be coming from the volcanic interior, we have the conditions to support life. These are the exact conditions that we find at the bottom of the Atlantic Trench on Earth, where there is life of some sort.
And we don't normally associate moons with life, do we? It's normally the planets that they revolve around.
Yeah, that's in normal thinking, but certainly when we get into the outer solar system, the planets themselves they're just gas giants. They've got no solid ground, and they've got immense gravity, so there'd be pretty much no chance for life as we know it there. But the moons, well, they're quite big. Some of the moons are actually, one of the moons of Jupiter is actually bigger than the planet Mercury. So, I mean, if it was orbiting the sun, it would be called a planet, not a moon.
What kind of landing craft are they going to put on this? Will it be like one of the Mars rovers?
It'll be something similar. I don't know if it might not drive around, but they reckon they can analyze the surface composition via seismometers and mass spectrometers and all sorts of things with ometer at the end of their name. Yeah. And from that detect the possible presence of organic molecules which have come up through the ice. So that's one option. That's option A. Option B is to launch just an orbiter, so something that's going to orbit the moon and take sort of long-lasting close-up measurements. So it won't be able to take samples like a lander. The thing is, an orbiter will be able to last longer because a lander apparently will have quite a short life due to the sort of gravitational effects and the radiation coming from Jupiter.
So I'd imagine a orbiter would be a bit cheaper as well.
Yeah, I'd imagine that too. But of course, NASA is plagued with budgetary constraints at the moment, and at least the two probes together would be ideal. But that's probably wishful thinking in today's climate.
Yeah.
So I think they're faced with a kind of either or, which one to pursue.
Okay.
And yeah, I guess that will come down to budget too. But they're optimistically hoping to launch in 2020. Get there in about 2026.
That's a wee while away. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, back here on Earth, last Saturday, just the weekend just gone, of course, it was the lunar eclipse, and you were up at the Auckland Stardome Observatory all night talking about this. Did you manage to see it at all? Because where I was in Lee, it was pretty cloudy.
Yeah, well, it was pretty cloudy, and the truth is, it was raining here, and I actually didn't go in.
Oh. Fair enough. Sweet.
It was just looking a bit bad, and so I flagged it. But I did get up late at night, but no, it was sort of caught only the briefest glimpse of the moon as it was sort of setting, and didn't really get much of the effect, unfortunately. But the people that did stay up all night at Stardome Observatory they got a few glimpses of it as the clouds parted on occasions, and there was a few photos taken.
Okay. Oh yeah. But it wasn't an outstanding event for us here in New Zealand, unfortunately.
No, unfortunately, it was. I've been in Melbourne for the last few days there, hanging out with an astronomer there, and it was cloudy there, so they didn't get to see it there either.
Okay, bummer.
But Stardome Observatory do have a new show coming up.
Yep.
That they would like me to mention. It's called Starry Tales. It's playing in January at 7 o'clock. I believe it's a kind of family show kind of thing. It's made by this. Well, it's made using the visuals from a Japanese artist called Kagaya. So it's all very bright colour, sort of bright pastel-y, and all these sort of kind of trippy graphics, I guess, if you're into that sort of thing. And it's about sort of tales in the sky, and how each of the constellations have their own history and stories behind how we define the particular stars of a constellation.
Okay. Sounds like the sort of thing you need to go to, but take a buddy. Take someone you trust along with you.
Definitely, yep. And sit beside them in the dark.
Indeed. Well, thank you very much, Dylan, and thanks to the Auckland Stardome Observatory. People can continue astronomical conversations with Dylan Storey over on Twitter, twitter.com/Dylan Storey. See you next week for our final chat for 2011.
Yes, final chat.
Look forward to it.
Awesome.
See you then.